Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Nila Madhav Radha Nila Madhav Radhe. Jaya Radha Giridhari Radha Giridhari Radhe. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jaya Nitai Chaitanya Chandra Nitai Gora Chandra Gora Hari. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Stotara Satashi Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Maharaj Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Stotara Satashi Srimad His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananda Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shamakun Radha Kun Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Jamuna Mai Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Shrimati Tulsi Maharani Ki Jai. Shri Vrajabhumi Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Shri Shri Giriraj Govardhan Ki Jai. Shri Purushottama Kshetra Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Nityam Bhagavate Sindhaya. Okay. This came from Dr. Desai. He left his body, he left his hearing behind, so they gave it to me. Yeah. Dr. Desai Kida. Okay. Wow. Thank God. Huh? 181. 181. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tera Banachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Shishi Radha Madhava Astasaki Ki Jai Shishi Abhuta Mandir Ki Jai Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Shaiva Narotamam Devam Sarasvatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Srimad Bhagavatam 181 The prayers of Queen Kunti. Okay. Sutta Uvacha. We're working on it here. Okay. Atate Samparetanam. Atate Samparetanam. Swanam Udakam Ichatam. Swanam Udaka Ichatam. Datum Sakrishna Gangayam. Datum Sakrishna Gangayam. Purashkritya Yayu Striyaha. Bulye. Sutta Uvacha Atate Samparetanam Svanam Udakam Uchatam Namka Krishna Tundaya Ladies, Sutta Uvacha Atate Samparetanam Swanam Udakam Ichatam Gagayam Sayam Gagayam Puraskritya Yayustriyaha Sutta Uvacha atate samparetanam swanam udakam ichatam datum sakrishna gangayam yayustyaha. Sutta uvacha. Sutta said. Okay. Who's Sutta Goswami? Huh? You there? Who's Sutta Goswami?
He's a representative of the sages of the Naimisharanya.
Who's his father? Who is his father? Romaharshan's Sutta was killed by Balaram, no? Yeah, okay. So he's been selected to talk. Yeah, because they have a problem. What's the problem? What is the problem the sages of Naimisharanya have? Everybody has a problem in the Bhagavatam. You can make a whole list of problems, right? Yeah. 400 problems. Yeah, try to do something good for the people, and they were doing fire sacrifices, and the only result was, their bodies were turning black from the smoke. Yeah, so got to be some other thing to do. So they asked several very nice questions, very good questions, and then they selected Sutta Goswami to be their instructor. Okay, and he said Srimad Bhagavatam is the solution. And then they said, well, hey, Narada Muni, Vyasadeva already compiled all the Vedas, he did all this stuff, so why should he produce another gigantic book, And his son was a liberated soul, he didn't need anything, right? So why did he take all the time to learn it? Okay, so then there's a story of how Narada Muni preached to Vyasadeva, right? And then Vyasadeva was convinced, he asked questions, so he sat down in a cottage in the bank of, someplace, I can't remember what river it was, and then he began to meditate on the pastimes, the activities, and to answer their questions. And of course, then there's a background, a little preface, how the whole thing happened. Who is the principal audience for Srimad Bhagavatam? Maharaj Parikshit. Yeah, who's the principal speaker? Where, under what circumstances is it being spoken? What circumstances? Yeah, and Kali Yuga is coming, and he's a first example of it being mistreated. So this is the preface. What are the qualifications of the author? What are the qualifications of the speaker? What are the qualifications of the students? What are the circumstances under which it's being produced? And what is the purpose of the whole thing? Well, the purpose of something is to find some shelter, now that Krishna has left with his own abode, accompanied by Dharma Jnana Adibi Saha. So it's the preface. First canto like a preface, And then we're going to know who is Sukadeva Goswami, who is Maharaj Parikshit, what is the situation. And in the second canto, then Sukadeva Goswami actually starts to preach. And now the preface is finished, and now we're going to have his starting the Srimad Bhagavatam like that. So as part of the whole preface is, well, who is Maharaj Parikshit? Yeah? So, and what is the situation? Well, the whole battle of Kurukshetra is over. Bhagavad Gita finishes where, Mahabharata finishes where Srimad Bhagavatam starts, historically and philosophically. So now we're here with describing, last chapter was Ashvatthama running around killing kids and, all this kind of stuff going on. So, Ata, thus, Te, the Pandavas, Samparitanam, of the dead, Swanam, of the relatives, Udakam, water, Uchitam, willing to have, or desire to have also, no? Datum, to deliver Sa Krishnaha, along with Draupadi. Yeah, so Draupadi is Krishnaha, Krishnaha, kind of maybe a dark complexion. Gangayam, on the Ganges, Purashkritya, putting in the front. Yayu went, Striyaha, the women. Sutta Goswami said, thereafter the Pandavas, desiring to deliver water to the dead relatives who had desired it. Okay, so I guess the dead relatives expressed their desires, or maybe before they died in their will, in their last will and testament, they said, if I desire, I want my body to be cremated, and yeah, okay. Thereafter the Pandavas, desiring to deliver water to the dead relatives who had desired it, went to the Ganges with Draupadi. The ladies walked in front. Okay? Purport. To date, which is probably about 1960 or something, no? 65? When Prabhupada wrote this. To date, it is the custom in India, in Hindu society, to go to the Ganges or any other sacred river to take bath when death occurs in the family. Yeah? To date, it is the custom in Hindu society to go to the Ganges or any other sacred river to take bath when death occurs in the family. Each of the family members pours out a potful of the Ganges water for the departed soul and walks in a procession with the ladies in front. The Pandavas also followed the rules more than 5,000 years ago. Yeah. Lord Krishna, being a cousin of the Pandavas, was also amongst the family members. Okay. So, it's describing this whole scene after the Battle of Kurukshetra, and it will go on describing how they're all lamenting. Everybody has lost friends and relatives and everything else. A big mess, everybody lost somebody. It's a very, very catastrophic thing, and people are feeling great loss and lamentation. And then Krishna, along with the sages, tries to pacify them by giving instructions and perspective from the Vedic literature. So as a devotee or a Brahmin or a sannyasi, many times you get the situation where people, they need to hear something, right? To put things in perspective. And sometimes you get the strangest things happening, and you have to pray and understand. And as a devotee, we can take care of our own lamentation, and we can take care of other people's lamentation. Sometimes lamentation is good. If you go to the prasadam room and there's no prasadam, your lamentation is because you wanted to serve the Mahaprasadam, and somebody already washed all the transfer trays, so you're lamenting for no opportunity to wash the transfer trays. Yeah. But it's illusion here mostly. Okay, and then what happened next? Well, Krishna then inspired Yudhisthira, even though he wasn't feeling sense gratificatory stimulation of being the king and having these opportunities, and it's fun to manage everything and help everybody, and I could be a good king. It was very difficult because so many people had died and everything else, but out of duty he took up the job. He took up the responsibility. And then Krishna inspired him to do 3 or something Ashvamedha sacrifices to purify the atmosphere and help everybody, recover from all this, and help all the people who were departed, to finish off with their attachments and connections, and, put everything in order in the 3 worlds. Okay, and then Krishna was about to go back home, back to Dwarka. Yeah, because he'd been there for how long? Maybe, I don't know. It probably wasn't very long, maybe 3-4 months. because he came right before, when the Pandavas came out of exile, he came and saw them. He was a messenger to try and adjust things with Duryodhana. Then the battle happened, so it was pretty quick. So he's on his chariot. I think it's right up here, right? There's a picture right up there. Yeah. And when he's on his chariot, what happens? Before that, somebody comes running to him, with a thermonuclear smart weapon, and come to destroy the embryo in her womb, right? So thermonuclear laser guided, thermonuclear weapon, chasing her around the palace. She's running around the palace trying to keep from having her embryo destroyed. And so she comes to Krishna, and I think it's among the shortest prayers in the entire Bhagavatam. She has to come right to the point, right? Deal with everything very directly. Krishna, Krishna Mahayogi. Yeah, very, very quick. If I must die, okay, but don't let my embryo die. Then Krishna then saves Maharaj Pariksit. Okay, that's finished. Okay, now he's going to depart, and then what happens? He's going to leave. Kunti comes. Yeah. I think, as I remember, Prabhupada lectured on these, gave a series of lectures on these at least 3 times. I think one time was in New York, one time was in Rome, one time was in India, like that. So very, 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 much appreciated prayers, and maybe revealing Prabhupada's, subtle relationship with all these people. Who is Prabhupada? There's some speculation that Prabhupada is an incarnation of Satyaki. Yeah, very, very good. He matches a lot of descriptions. Yeah, of being incarnation of Satyaki. Well, then he would have been very much appreciative of Kunti. Yeah, he would have been, appreciating her in her position like that. Yeah. Did Kunti commit any? Did Kunti do anything wrong? Ashvatthama, we're saying, had some justification at the same time too. He did wrong things. So what did Kunti never did anything wrong? What was her first problem? Everybody in here has problems. No problem, no program. Yeah.
She had a child before she was married.
Yeah, she had a oh, there he is. Yeah. She had he's back. Arnold Schwarzenegger's back. Hare Krishna. So, who was it? She had Durvasa Muni came to the palace, right? Yeah. And then the kings would receive them very nicely, whatever, and they would send the little girls to serve them, do things for them, in hopes that they would get a benediction, get a blessing from the sage like that. So he gave her a mantra, and that whenever she would chant it, the demigods would come and satisfy her. Now she's a little girl, and she didn't know what that meant. Like that, so on. Satisfy. Oh, okay. I can get a puppy. I can get a teddy bear. Whatever it is. I can get new braids for my hair. So anyway, she was just sitting there one day and looking out of the window and seeing how beautiful the sun was, and she just started chanting the mantra, and the sun god appeared with a really big mustache and broad shoulders and said, "I've come to satisfy you." Huh? So then when she understood what was happening, she started running around the table, and he was chasing her and everything else. And finally, she fell down. Yeah, he wouldn't have raped her, but she succumbed to his, what do you call it, nice flattering, nice words and beauty and everything else, And he promised her she would, the child would come out of her ear, I think, and then she would maintain her virgin state, like this and that, everything else. So anyway, they combined. Who was born? Huh? Karna, or also called Radeya. Yeah. And he was born with very significant features, right? He was Kshatriya. He was a son of the sun. What significant bodily features did he have? Yeah, he had armor built on. Ashvatthama had like a USB drive coming out of his head or something, he could, and then Karna had armor coming out of his body, right? And also special kundali earrings, like that, okay. And Kunti was very attractive, but oh my goodness, this is embarrassing, very nice society, So anyway, then she put the Karna in and let him go, left his little life to be, subjected to the whims of a river. Very cruel in some ways, yeah. But, okay, she prayed he would be taken care of. And he was found by a baker, candlestick maker. Huh? A chariot driver, a chauffeur. Yeah. And they raised him up, and he had all these abilities and everything else, and didn't know who he was. It was always bothering him. His mother's name was Radha, so he became Radeya. You notice everybody's named after their mother, Konteya, Gangeya, like that. So then everything was going on very nicely. The Pandavas were carrying on their life in the palace after they'd come back, after they'd all had was his name Santanu? Who died? Who chased after Madhuri? Was Santanu? Pandu, okay. So she brought the kids back, which didn't make all the Dhritarashtra very happy, because now these guys are the heir apparent. We didn't know that Pandu had kids, okay. So this rivalry happened between the Kauravas and the Pandavas, okay. And then finally they're growing up, and at some point they are the people who are supposed to protect the kingdom, organize everything. They're all news about them is on CNN every few days, and what's happening. The whole world is hearing about them all over the place by different mystical communication. Yeah, and so finally they're grown up, and now it's time for them to become men. So Dronacharya organized a big Olympics, like Olympic Games in Hastinapur or something, and they constructed special places to have all the young men from different kingdoms come. I think they came from different places and, compete in royal games, And Duryodhana was doing quite well, everything else, And finally it came down to the fact that, at one point Duryodhana, as a young man, and Bhima were engaged in a club fighting, and it started getting to the point where everybody realized it was no longer a sporting competition. So Dronacharya told his son to stop them, Ashvatthama. And Ashvatthama went out and, he's the son of the Acharya, he's a Kshatriya of their age and everything else, and he made them stop. Yeah, so see, everybody's very much involved here with everybody else, yeah. So then, Arjuna finally defeats everybody else, and he shows his ability with astras and everything else, and the heir apparent, he's going to be the next emperor, whatever, Yudhisthira and stuff, and Duryodhana and everybody else very depressed, But at that point, I think at that point they're supposed to give all special honor to Arjuna for the winner. Then everybody hears, what do they hear? Everybody looking at Arjuna, everything is focused, it's very nice, and they all hear, twang, twang, twang. And everybody is forcibly drawn to the sound, and there's a beautiful, handsome young Arthur standing there, a warrior, an archer, just plucking his bowstring like that, and the whole sound is so potent that everybody is attracted like that, and so, well, who are you? What do you want? Well, this is a competition for warriors. I've come to compete. My God, yeah. So then he's about to compete, and what does he do? I think they actually do something, and he defeats Arjuna in different levels or something like that. Anyway, he looks like he's going to be a competition. And Dronacharya is not happy because he's going to defeat my best student, right? Yeah. And so finally he says, wait a second. This is only for people of royal blood. Arjuna, because first they compete on some prize, shooting something down, and he defeats Arjuna. He's better at it. But then finally he challenges Arjuna to a direct duel, like that. Then Dronacharya said, but wait a second, Arjuna cannot fight with an inferior man. Only people of high class, pure blood can compete here. Tell us, who is your father? So he can't name his father, like that, and looking very upset, And then Dronacharya is, hey man, we got heck of this over here. So he says, hey, well, at least tell us your mother, and I'll let you fight. And then he can't name that, and then Gandhari is saying, are you ashamed of your mother? Don't you know her? Then he explains, I was an orphan, and I was raised by a charioteer and this and that. And then Dronacharya says, you cannot compete here, you must leave. This is not your place, get out. And then what happens? Duryodhana steps forward and says, wait a second, like that. And he gives this really nice description about what is a Kshatriya. We don't know these things, rivers, whether they're orange. You look at him, just look at this guy. You can see he's, got nobility in him. You want him to be a king? The king of Anga has died. He's under my authority, that kingdom. I now make you the king of Anga. I declare you are a Kshatriya. And Bhima, says, look at them, our cousins. They're putting a charioteer on the throne of Anga, putting a charioteer, a chauffeur, a car driver, as king of Anga. What's next? Here's a shovel. Let's go to the stables and shovel some shit. They start fighting. They're fun to fight, and then he calms them down. Then Duryodhana reconfirms his whatever, and that's when Karna says, I have nothing in exchange to give you but my friendship. I will ever be your friend, truly. It's a very, very tough situation. You think you got problems now in the administration in ISKCON? Wait till the next time around. It was easier being temple president in Houston. Yeah. Okay, but when he walked in, Kunti was there, right? And she saw this beautiful, handsome young warrior walking in with armor, earrings, and about the same age her little baby would have been, and she knew who he was, right? So she could have stood up and said, I got something to tell. I got something to confess. And it would have put an end to everything, right? It would have put an end to everything, the whole battle, everything else. Nothing else would have happened if she'd been honest about her what's it called? In the South here, they got a word for it. I forgot what it's called. Peck of something, Yeah. Southern folks got word for these things. Pekayun, something like that. Something like that. It means a little sin, there. Yeah. But she didn't do it, right? Didn't do it. Yeah. So, anyway, Kunti has her problems. Draupadi has her problems, and now, Yudhishthira is on the throne. And she's going through all these things, and now her prayers start. And it's a very significant part of the whole Bhagavatam. What is the situation like that? And I think 3 times Prabhupada gave lectures on this, very attracted by these prayers. I think he says, beautifully presented. And the verse number where they start is verse number 18. First canto, chapter 8, verse number 18. 1-8-1-8. Okay, so you can remember this stuff like that. Go back to the control panel on the top and go to show an advanced view. Yeah. Okay. And let's just go eliminate everything but the verse text. You got that? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Default view, yeah. Now you can go down again, get the panel there on top, yep. And just only text verse view. Okay, now scroll down to 18. This is nice, huh? You can just see the Sanskrit, okay. And there it is, right? Okay. Kunti uvacha namasye purusham tvadyam Ishvaram prakrite param Alaksham sarvabhutanam Antar bahiravastitam Maya javani kachanam Ajnadokshajam avyayam Na lakshyase mudadresha Nato nata daro yataha Tata paramahamsanam Muninam amalatmanam Bhakti yoga vidanartam Katam pasye mahistriyaha Krishnaya vasudevaya Devaki nandanaya cha Nanda gopa kumaraya Govindaya namo namaha. In the good old days in the Boston Temple, they used to chant this during the kirtans sometimes. It's just crazy, yeah. I know a lot of the word-by-word meanings for this. If you know it, it's just so beautiful. Her prayers are just so beautiful. What is the purpose of all of Kunti's prayers?
Keep Krishna in Hastinapur.
Yeah, to keep Krishna from leaving. Maybe we have a good morning program, but we know as soon as we go out, we'll forget Krishna, so many things will be happening, we'll have problems, everything else. But we don't want Krishna to leave. How can we keep Krishna? She's fortunate that Krishna is physically there, so she can go after the project in a very, practical sense. It's not just a mental thing, yeah. And so she starts off saying, what's the first one here? Namasye purusham tvadyam. I pay my obeisances to the original Purusha, the original person, the original male. Ishvaram prakrite param, supreme controller of the material world. So this is how she's seeing Krishna. She's not seeing him as her beloved little baby who's stealing yogurt. Mother Yashoda would not chant these prayers, right? She wouldn't say, Namashe Purusham Tvadyam Ishvaram Prakrite Param, with all the gopis standing there with beards on or something. No. This is her bhava, her mood, her attitude, her realization of Krishna, and how Krishna is going to manifest himself. Namashe Purusham Tvadyam Ishvaram Prakrite Param Alakshanam Sarva Bhutanam, unseen, unexperienced by everybody. Antar Bahir Avashtitam. Yeah, it's a miracle, right? You are within everything, and you're outside of everything, but nobody sees you. Yeah, if you're inside, okay, maybe then the people outside can't see you, right? If you're outside, maybe people inside can't see you, but you're inside and outside of everything, and nobody sees you. Yeah, she's a pretty advanced person. Maya javani kachanam agnadoksajam avyayam nalakshase mudadrisa nato nata daro yataha. You are, Shishi Radhima Madhava ki jai. Wow. Ooh. You are ever covered by the curtain, Maya javani kachanam. You're ever covered by the curtain of the deluding energy. You're unknown. Nalakshase mudadrasha. You're not apparent. You cannot be seen by the vision of fools. Right? Foolish people can't see you because you're covered by the curtain of Yoga Maya. Nato natya daro nata yataha. Just like an actor appears on stage and nobody recognizes who he is. Yeah. So she's saying you're the controller of the material energy, you're internally and externally, but people who are foolish, they just see you as the son of Devaki or, a young boy or something like that. Or they hear about you as a great historical personality, a mythological person. I mean, how many places are you going to look up and you're going to see Krishna, ninth incarnation of Vishnu or whatever it is, a prominent mythological character in Hindu religion. Yeah. And she's saying exactly here, even though you're externally, you're showing all these qualities, people have all these experiences, but just like an actor can cover themselves and be right there in front of you, and you don't realize who you're talking to. Mission impossible. Like that, Actually, I'm Jai Haridas. Like that. I come to steal the Maha. And then she has a very nice one, number 20. Tata Paramahamsanam Muninam Mamalatmanam. Okay. The great Paramahamsas, the very, very purified, introspective sages who meditate and contemplate and do austerities, they can see you. But purified and motivated by bhakti yoga, finally by bhakti yoga. But what about ladies like myself? Katam pashimahi striyaha. I'm just an ordinary lady, I'm not a great Muni, I'm not a great yogi, I'm none of these great things. How is it possible for me to go through this curtain and see you? Next verse. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. In English we say to Krishna, from Krishna, at Krishna, with Krishna, on Krishna, by Krishna. And Krishna, right? We have prefixes. In Sanskrit they have suffixes, So this is Krishnaya, Krishnaya, Krishnena, Krishnasya, Krishnat, Krishnaha. This is Krishnaya. Now you're going to learn Sanskrit today whether you like it or not, okay? Krishnaya, Vasudevaya, Devaki Nandanaya, Nandagopa. So what does Aya mean? Unto. Yeah, unto. What's this? What's the exact Latin name for this case? Huh? Dative, yeah. Giving. Da. Spanish name. Da. Dative. Yeah. So she's giving her respects like that. Such a beautiful prayer. Yeah. Prabhupada says everybody should select certain prayers for their own meditation and contemplation. And chanting them, and they, very purifying. It's one of the 9 processes. So these are very beautiful prayers, very nice. Yeah. Of course, there's also Prabhupada chanting them, chanting them. Okay. So yeah, this is the answer. Krishna is so kind that he is her brother, uncle, father, husband, cousin, nephew, sister. Krishna is her nephew. Very close thing. Yeah, her nephew. Yeah, he's the son of her brother, Vasudeva. So she can, we're in this together. Yeah. Devaki Nandanaya Cha. Okay. And also Devaki is a part of her society, of the aristocratic ladies. So he's the darling of Devaki. Nanda Gopa Kumaraya. Okay. This is irresistible. I've seen this. If somebody's, whatever, when you're here, and when Sugopi's little girl, if she runs in right now calling, Daddy, Daddy, every single woman's just going to fall apart. Like that. Yeah. Anyway, Miss America walks through all the brahmacharis and myself. Like that. Yeah, it's just, he's Nanda Gopa Kumaraya. He's just irresistible. And how does Kunti know about Nanda Gopa Kumaraya? How does she know about Nanda Gopa Kumar? She lives in Hastinapur. Huh? Through Rohini, and also in the Rajmandal Parikrama, they told us that in Hastinapur, I guess it was Hastinapur, Mathura, at least in Mathura, all the Brijbasis would come and sell flowers. They're village people. So these are all ladies, and of course, Bhadra was telling us and says, you know what happens when ladies get together? What's happening? Yeah, it's like, what's going on? Oh, how's Kamsa? What did Kamsa do now? What about Nanda? We heard Nanda and Yashoda had a child. So many years they were trying. What happened? Oh yeah, he did that. He did this. Oh yeah. And so the foolwalas and the malawalas, the malawalis and the foolwalis, right? Yeah, the foolwalis and the malawalis would meet and stuff, and they would talk about news and stuff. What's happening? And so, that's how, news was coming about all the events in Gokula. He told us that. I'm not sure where it's from. It's Brajmandal Parikrama, right? You trust everything you heard in the Brajmandal Parikrama? I don't know. We were together, 1 year. Yeah. So anyway, and then beyond that, of course, Rohini's there. There's some different news. And so she knows about him. She's heard about him. She wasn't there. Maybe in her next lifetime, she took birth as a gopi in Vrindavan. But this lifetime she's hearing about it. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandana Chanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. So it goes on like this. We've got time here. We can go on. Number 22, you got it? Let's all chant it together. Nama Pankaja Nabaya Nama Pankaja Maline Nama Pankaja Netraya Namaste Pankajangraje. Pankaja is lotus. Yeah? Ja, born. Punk. What did mud mean? Yeah. It sounds like it. Punk. Right? I think it's true of many Sanskrit words. The word itself includes the thing. Punk. Okay. I offer my respect. I offer nama pankaja nabaya. Okay. I offer my respects to you whose lotus, nabi, nasai is a navel, is like a lotus flower, who has a garland, maline, of lotus flowers, whose eyes, netra, are like lotus flowers, and whose feet are like lotus flowers. So she's a meditation, right? Meditating on Krishna's lotus navel, lotus garland, and lotus face, and lotus feet. But this is kind of improper, no? Meditation starts with his waist, and goes to his chest, and goes to his face, and then to his feet. No. She should start with his. Why didn't she start with his feet? Huh? Yeah, and he would be embarrassed if his auntie is coming in, trying to touch his feet, So yes, so many subtle things. Okay. And now the meter changes here. Number 23. Yata Hrishikesha Kalain. Oh my God. Yata Hrishikesha. What is it? You don't know? You have to look at it. Yeah. It's not Vasantilak. Yata Hrishikesha Kalena Devaki. Yata Hrishikesha Kalena Devaki. Okay, that does it, yeah. Yata Hrishikesha Kalena Devaki. Kanksena Rudati Charam Sucharpita. Vimochitaham Shasa Atmaja Vibo. Yeah. Twayaiva Matena Mahur Vipadganat. Yeah. So then she's describing the situation. First off, her respects and identifying who I'm talking to, who I understand you are, like that. You're master of the material nature. You have these different qualities that allow me to approach you even though I'm a lady. Yeah. And then she starts describing the situation that all the kings in the world are upset with us. We've killed their fathers and their uncles, and now all the princes and everybody else are upset with us. And When we were being, in the house of lacquer being burnt to death, when we were being chased by cannibals, when all these things were happening, when these generals in the Battle of Kurukshetra were out to get us, you were always there. But now you're going to go away when everybody on the face of the earth is angry with us, In a very, very, very famous verse. Where is it? Which one is it? Number 25? No. 25, is that it? Yeah, right? No. I don't know, I'm trying to guess the Sanskrit here. I want those troubles to come. Yeah, say it. Vipad means troubles, yeah. Okay, 25. Let's chant together. Vipada shantu shashvat tatra jagad guru bhavato darshanam yatsyad apunar bhavadarshanam. Yeah. And she's asking, let all those problems come again and again. Right? Yeah. But not without purpose. Because if those problems come, then I know that we're going to be thinking about you, we're going to be praying for you, and you will come. So I'd rather have problems if it means I have your association. Yeah, we can relate to that. Yeah. If everything's nice and everything else, no, we don't want that as devotees. We want Krishna. Yeah, Krishna's fun. It's nice, yeah. So she's praying, very famous verse, let those problems come again and again, because when those problems are there, I will pray for you and you will be there. And apunar bhavadarshanam, and there will not be this repeated birth and death. Yeah. And so she goes on, Janmaishwarya Shruta Sribir. Only people who are in difficult situations can remember you. If they have Janma, Aishwarya, Shruta, and Sribir, Janma, good birth, born in a good family, American, made in America, yeah. Patel. Yeah, Janma, Aishwarya, opulence, Janma, Aishwarya, Shuta, education, Shribir, beauty. Yeah, these are the four intoxicating things. You said you got these things. Very difficult to find anybody who can pray to you sincerely. Yeah. You are the property, 27, of those who have nothing. Those who have nothing. Yeah. Okay. So then she starts speculating. Some people say you come when the great kings pray for you to come and help them. Some people say, but Lord, you become because Lord Brahma asked you to come. Some people say you came because Yudhishthira is in the family of so and so. So I can imagine it's like she's sitting there trying to figure out, why Krishna comes and how she can manipulate that to keep him there. So some people say you came because of Brahma, and Krishna's going, yeah. Some people say because the kings prayed for you. Yeah. So finally she says, some people say you came to revive the process of hearing and chanting of your glories for the benefit of all people. Then Krishna kind of blushes and says, you got me. When people pray for that, I can't go away. I'm trapped, Yeah. Okay. And so then it's okay. So now she can keep Krishna there. Right? Her desires are satisfied. Krishna's going to stay in Hastinapur. Now she has another problem. What's the next problem?
Her maternal family.
Yeah. Prabhupada says a man has one family. A woman has two families. She can never give up her daddy. Can you give up your daddy? Anybody over there? No, my daddy. My teddy bear. Yeah. No, it's very natural. It's a psychology of the world. So she has two families. She has the family of her father, Vasudeva, in Dwarka, and she has the family of the Pandavas there. And so now she has another problem, and she's, I can keep Krishna here, but then they won't have him. And I can understand they'll be upset like us if he doesn't come. So then she says, just forget it all. Let all these things go, and let my mind flow to your lotus feet like the Ganges flows to the ocean. And then everything will be yata tayor mula nishchane, everything will be adjudicated, adjusted. Everything will be okay because everything then falls in the proper order like that. Okay, and then she finishes everything off with her last text here. Wow, where is it? Number 43. You can click on the 43, and what do you know? The whole verse shows up. Okay, repeat after me. Shri Krishna Krishna Saka Vrishni Rasha Bhavani Drug Rajanya Vanksha Dhanana Pavarga Virya Govinda Godvija Surarti Haravatara Yogeshvara Kila Guru Bhagavan Namaste Shri Krishna Krishna Saka Vrishna Risha Bhavani Drug Rajanya Vangsa Dahapana Pavarga Virya Govinda Godvija Surarti Haravatara Yogeshvara Kila Guru Bhagavan Namaste. So this is her conclusion. She's summarizing everything, all of her prayers, she's putting it back together and what's happening. She says, "O Krishna, Purusham, greatest Purusha, master of the material world, son of Nanda Maharaj." No, O Krishna, Sri Krishna, Krishna Saka, O friend of Arjuna. Okay? She knows Arjuna. Arjuna's her son. They've been through everything else. She knows Arjuna. She knows Krishna, but when she wants to know why Krishna is doing something, why Krishna is thinking something, what's Krishna doing internally, she says, Arjuna, why is Krishna doing that? Yeah, because Arjuna knows Krishna. So she says, "O Krishna," this is my speculation, "O Krishna, O friend of Arjuna, O chief amongst the descendants of Vrishni." She's coming back to her bhava. What is her bhava? "O Krishna, O friend of Arjuna, O chief amongst the descendants of Vrishni. You are the destroyer of those political parties which are disturbing elements on the earth." Hey, you got any of those right now on the earth? Yeah. In America, we got any? Yeah, okay. You are the destroyer of those political parties, whether they are Democrat or Republican, which are disturbing elements on the earth. Your prowess never deteriorates. You are the proprietor of the transcendental abode. You descend to relieve the distresses of the cows, the brahmanas, and the devotees. You possess all mystic powers, and you are the preceptor of the entire universe. You are the Almighty God. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. So we've kind of lost Nanda Gopal Kumar Raya in the mess here. Yeah, but that's her bhava, her feelings, expressing it. Yeah. Okay. So, did she keep Krishna? Nope. Still, thank you so much, but I really have to go, Mataji. So, but Krishna didn't go because Yudhishthira asked him to stay, and his prayers were more enchanting, whatever. So it's a very exciting, interesting thing. But he stayed until the birth of Maharaj Parikshit, which would have been 9 months. 9 months he stayed like that. And during that time, Bhishma Dev left his body. And then finally he returned to, he left Hastinapur, entered Dwarka. Then after that we have, maybe he came back or something for Yudhishthira's birth. I think maybe he came back again. We came back, special invitation for the birth ceremony, the christening. And then we have disappearance of Dhritarashtra. After that, birth of Maharaj Parikshit, disappearance of Dhritarashtra. Then disappearance of the Pandavas. Disappearance of the Pandavas. And how Maharaj Parikshit received the age of Kali. And what else we got? Chastisement and reward of Kali. Maharaj Parikshit cursed by a Brahmin boy. Maharaj Parikshit meets Sukadeva Goswami. It's nice, It's like, that's knowing the lotus feet of Krishna. First two cantos are the lotus feet of Krishna. So if we know them, where's the best place to buy ice cream in Houston? Where's a good place to get my car washed? Who fixes glass cheap? If you have your map of Houston, So the lotus feet of Krishna, first two cantos, if we know them, you're out of the material world. You're out of the first two cantos, you're out of the material world. And if you want to go on to the third canto, then you have to know the first two cantos very well. And if you want to go on to the fourth canto, Krishna's thighs, then you've got to know the first two cantos better. And if you want to go to Krishna's face, then you've got to know the first two cantos really well. I don't know if Hari Lila is listening right now, but he'll tell you that the foundation for this building is pretty strong, but there's no way on earth, probably not even one story. Ask him that. It's probably a pile foundation, not a ring foundation, and it's probably not much more than maybe the center part here. Maybe it's one story. I doubt that not even that much. You don't need that much. Maybe half a story, solid. But if you're going to build a 40-story tower downtown, you're going to have basements and sub-basements and so the first two cantos, again and again, and it's very nice, it's relishable. You've got to eat a balanced diet. You've got to understand how to associate with Prabhupada's books. So any final questions or comments? I was going to try and use my hearing aid today, but it doesn't work. God won't let it work. Prabhu, You got to pretend you're talking to a 1937 telephone conversation to China.
Just on this point, there's certain descriptions in Shastra, like Maharaj used to have 4 quadrillion bodyguards. So I wanted to just hear from you how you adjudicate this in light of our modern sense of perception.
Simple. Okay. First place, it's not Kali Yuga, right? Have you ever been to New York in the winter? Did you see the sun? Did you see people on the outside? No, you don't see people. You see moving bundles of cloth, right? There are people in cars. If you're walking around outside in the winter, you don't see people. Either they're in the cars or they're covered up. Did you see fruits and flowers in the winter in New York? Out on the trees? No. Did you see squirrels chasing and boys and girls playing frisbee in the park? No. But so some cockroach born in the middle of the wintertime in New York, he's reading the Holy Scriptures and it describes how in the past there were fruits and flowers and people and sunshine, and he says, it's all mythology. It's all mythology. But the faithful cockroaches say, no, there really was. And there was unlimited garbage. Everywhere there was garbage, to eat, and people to crawl on and whatever. And So our heart's going through cycles, our lungs are going through cycles, the days are going through cycles, the years are going through cycles, the whole earth is going through one long cycle, in terms of the stars, the stars are going to move over 14,000 years or whatever it is. The North Pole won't be the North Pole. Okay. So the whole universe is going through cycles. Hypothesis. They say blind faith or something. No, we say hypothesis. Got a hypothesis? Check it out. Prabhupada says it's a science. So that's we're saying that the whole universe is going through these cycles. And the age of iron, current age, everything's very short, all this kind of stuff. But it's describing in the previous age, Dwapara Yuga, people were living to be, 1,000 years old. Everybody was finer and more subtle. All of us would be bigger and everything was subtle. And your thoughts had reactions. You started thinking something and it has to have a reaction. In Kali Yuga, no. Your thoughts don't have reaction. The good thoughts have reactions and the bad thoughts don't. So there's a very, very detailed description of this and so on. And of course, what they're talking about, they say, we know, we're scientists. And when science means to know, because we have carbon dating, right? And therefore, we can tell how things are going on. That's one of their biggest things like that. The fossil record, but you got to date the fossils. Yeah, okay. So carbon dating, you know how it works? You got carbon atoms. I think carbon is 12. The nucleus is, protons and neutrons in the nucleus is total is 12 or something. Okay, but somehow or other it gets shot with cosmic rays, and you kick a few more I guess protons in there or something. It becomes carbon 14, which is not stable. It will decay back down to carbon 12, but it takes a long time. I don't know how, maybe it'd be like, million years, 2 million years, but yeah, identifiable. Okay, so therefore, we look at Shakespeare's bones, okay, and we know Shakespeare lived this time, everything else, and we see how the carbon 14, when you die, it starts decaying, and we can say, okay, somebody this old, the carbon 14 is decayed to this much, okay. Then we look at other bones and we can say, oh, okay, yeah. Then we go for somebody from this, what's the place? The Earth, Mount Vesuvius, right? Pompeii. It was covered in. It was a Roman place covered by an earthquake, not earthquake, a volcano. Is it Vesuvius? Vesuvius, yeah. And people were just covered with hot ashes and just like mummified. And they got people just standing like this and stuff. And so yeah, it's a really strange place, Poop. Yeah. Okay, so we can say this is 2,347 years ago, and carbon 14. So you can make a graph, and you find other carbon 14, but you've got to have samples of things to go ahead and set it up, because it's not, maybe it's a straight line. Well, it's not a straight line. More likely it's kind of a curve or something, y equals 1 over x or something. It's a parabola or a hyperbola or something, but it's not like a straight line. You can draw, okay, we got these 2 points, and now we can go back as far as we want to and do anything because it's a straight line. Well, no, it's not actually curved and stuff. And some of these things are actually like, mathematically you can describe them, but they're actually not curves and stuff. So it's, it's a complicated process making a line, Okay, and so now when we get beyond, Prabhupada says really they have a hard time anything beyond 2,000 years. And looking at it and stuff, they admit it in terms of other things like that. Really at 2,000 years, it starts to be a little dicey. So what they do is they take fossilized trees, right? Fossilized trees. Now these trees, they can count the number of rings.